Let's do some makeup therapy.
I already prepped my skin. My skin is more on the dry side, so hydration is what makes my base look smooth and not patchy. I always start with SAIE Glowy Super Gel in Starglow. I love this product because it gives me that glow from within. Okay, so before I go in with foundation and concealer, I like to color correct. I'm using the Huda Beauty color corrector in Cherry Blossom, and I just add a tiny bit into the inner corners because that's where I carry most of my darkness. I also use it on my acne scarring, and I blend it with my finger so it melts into my skin. This just makes the under eyes look bright without me having to use a ton of concealer later. It also just helps everything look smoother, more even, like I slept 8 hours even though I definitely didn't. If you don't use color corrector, I'm telling you, you're missing out. Just try it once. Your concealer is going to blend so much easier, look smoother, and you won't have to keep layering products. It's one of those small steps that changes the whole base. For foundation, I'm using the Haus Labs in shade 415. I like to build slowly instead of going in heavy right away, and I like to blend with my finger before I go in with the sponge, just to get that natural skin-like finish. I was going for a more full coverage look, so I grabbed my Huda Beauty Easy Blur, and this is like the best foundation ever. I wish I discovered this sooner. To add structure to my face, I'm using the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in Espresso, and I place it on the perimeters of my face and blend upwards to lift everything. To bronze up my face a little more, I'm going in with the Hourglass Concealer in Clove. My favorite part in doing my makeup is applying blush, so obviously we're starting with liquid blushes, and this combo has me in a chokehold lately. Now concealer, I'm using Huda Beauty's concealer in Toasted Almond. I'm also layering it with my color corrector to kind of give myself that bright under eye. I usually let it sit for about 20 seconds before blending. This keeps the coverage strong without needing more layers later on. One of my favorite things to do after I blend out my concealer is going back in with the same concealer to kind of like sharpen my eyes, give myself a little cleaner look. To set my under eyes, I use Charlotte Tilbury's pressed powder in shade 2 under the eyes and around the nose, and then I take Huda Beauty's loose powder in banana bread to smooth everything out. These two together give me that filtered, blurred effect without flattening the glow. The bronzer I like to use is Anastasia Beverly Hills in Saddle. I tap it in instead of dragging it, which keeps my base clean. To set the rest of my face, I use Charlotte Tilbury's pressed powder in the shade 3, and I kind of use this to blend my makeup together and set whatever areas I haven't set yet. To clean up my bronzer a little bit, I use Laura Mercier's loose powder in Honey, and this just kind of gives me that snatched look later on. And I also use it to set around my mouth area. To dust off all that excess powder, I go in with Charlotte Tilbury's pressed powder in 3 and kind of clean that up. To lock everything together, I go in with my 2 favorite blushes. Currently, this combo has me on a chokehold. I feel like the Rare Beauty Truth gives me that warmth that I need, and Tara 28 just kind of locks it all together. To lock all the powders in, I go in with One Size Powder Melt. If you follow me on TikTok, you know I'm obsessed with this lip combo currently. To make sure my base doesn't go anywhere, I go in with the One Size On Till Dawn to lock everything in place. And to bring that glow back, I go in with the Rhode Glazing Mist. And that's the base. Super smooth, glowy, long lasting, and still looks like skin.